Hello, everyone. Hopefully this microphone is now working. I see a reaction from Earl. Everyone, everyone here. Oh, another inauspicious start here. All right, so we're gonna do a little test streaming here. I imagine we're gonna spend a little bit of time making sure everything's working correctly, but hopefully you're hearing things and seeing things and doing things. So we're gonna play a little Animal Crossing today. So really, why don't we just go around? This is a channel that we're doing as a shared kind of channel. We're a bunch of friends who like to play games and also happen to be academics and think about how games can be used in classrooms and in the sort of real world for things beyond just sort of having fun. So why don't we just introduce ourselves really quickly and talk about what we're doing here, and then we'll get to Animal Crossing and making my island look better than the dump that it currently is. So my name is Jeff Holmes. I'm an instructor at Arizona State University, and I'm very interested in how people play games and how things sort of emerge from gameplay. And with that, why don't we turn it over to Kelly. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Kelly Tran. I'm an assistant professor at High Point University, and I teach game design. And then we'll turn it over to Lynette. Baton pass.
Hi, I'm Lynette, Prof. Lynette. So I am an assistant professor of STEM education at California State University, Fresno. Earl.
Catch the baton pass. Am I on? Audio on.
You're good.
What's up, everybody? ProfsPlay, also an assistant professor at Cal State Fresno, and I teach teachers. Sometimes about games.
Earl is our resident make us all look bad because he works way too hard. You play more games than just about anyone other than maybe Jim G. And you're what's your current obsession? Persona? Are you still playing Persona?
I am, but I took a break, a short break, Kelly, because I was really curious about Dad of War, and I'm really impressed. I was not expecting what I'm playing right now. Like, I saw previews and trailers and stuff, and I was like, cool, it's The Last of Us except you're Kratos. But I like it a lot. The combat is definitely deep enough to really scratch some real. Yeah, it's good. I like it a lot.
Sweet. So here on our stream today, what we thought we would do is visit my island, which is a gigantic mess. I am a complete Animal Crossing noob. I know very little other than, I've spent a fair amount of time just kind of running around. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, so I don't know what I'm doing or kind of what I'm supposed to do, and it prompts you a little bit. But Animal Crossing is a lot about not about setting goals that the game gives you, but your goals. And I've found that I don't have many goals other than just to collect lots and lots of loot, and my island looks terrible. Lynette and Kelly are both experienced Animal Crossingers, and make my island look like garbage. So what they thought would be kind of interesting is to visit my island, take a look at kind of what I've been up to or not been up to, and then we could talk about how we sort of, know what to do in a game like this, where there's not a lot of really strong guidelines. There's no quests, other than kind of, a few that they give you. So it might be kind of interesting to figure out how we learn about what this game is about. So this game doesn't really click for my brain, and so it'll be really interesting to see what kind of advice they can give me and what kind of mockery they can make of my own design. So I've invited them over to their island. Hopefully they're on their way. Maybe I'm such an idiot when it comes to Animal Crossing that I don't even know how to let people onto my island. So right before we started streaming, I had to be like, do I ask friends or what do I do? So let me switch over to the actual game here, and we'll see if this works. And here we are on my island. Oops. Ooh, someone's on their way. Yay. And this is a momentous occasion. No one, I haven't had anyone visit my island before this. So this is a very first visitor to my island. So who is it going to be? Let's find out. Oh. Wizard PhD is on her way. Yeah.
Wait, why am I still
Do you have every kind of fruit, Jeff?
I don't. I have oranges are my native. In fact, this is something I want to ask because I'm a loot goblin, so I want loot. Oranges are my native fruit. I have pears and I have coconuts, and that's it.
All right, good to know.
So
to know.
So here's a question. While we're waiting for some rumor mongering influencer Wizard PhD on her way, I am struggling to get money, and I understand fruit is one of the big ways to do money, and then there's pears, not pears, turnips, which I don't understand either. So you can maybe help me understand those a little better. But one thing that I did read, I've intentionally kind of stayed ignorant of this game. I haven't read a lot of guides or forums or anything like that. And but one thing I did kind of come across. Hello, we say hi. Greetings. Hey.
Wait, can I just pause you super quick while you're
sure.
while you're distracted? Mm-hmm. I'm monitoring the chat, and the chat agrees that nobody wants me to be a giant.
Let me see if I can figure that out. All right.
I don't know if we can switch off on speaker view or.
It's supposed to be like grid view, but let me. Hold on, you're seeing my Discord.
Right now, it seems like it's on speaker.
It's supposed to be.
As Wizard pointed out. Yeah, that looks better.
Oops. Hold on. Sorry. Let me do this instead.
Part of it too is I think the delay on my voice.
Sure. Everyone gets to see me editing live in stream. Sorry. this. And then we'll do that. It was supposed to be set on, it's Discord. We're obviously using Discord. You saw all my ridiculous number of tabs and stuff that is open. But this is Discord. And it's supposed to be on focus view, but it never seemed to get off of focus of view. It was supposed to be like switching between, but it was just giant Earl. So good. Hopefully this works a little better.
This is more comfortable.
All right, cool. Yes. Earl, we love your face shining, your radiance shining down upon us. Whoa, my lord. 72,000 bells. That's like, holy cow, that's a lot of money. Thank you. Thank you, Lynette. So here's the only thing that I've read is that like your native fruit sells for more, or it doesn't sell for very much on your own island, but it sells for more on other islands. Is that correct?
Yeah, what's your native fruit?
Oranges.
Okay. Yeah, so I have pears. So if you came to my island and sold at my shop your fruit, then you would get more.
I did. That's where I actually stole pear, or you gave them.
Oh, okay.
I did take some. You volunteered some pears for me, and I've made a little orchard of pears because they do seem to sell for a lot more. So I've got a bunch of pear trees and stuff. So I've been hoarding oranges expecting that if I could visit another island somewhere that they would actually sell for more. But I've run out of storage space in my house because I've got like 40 stacks of oranges just waiting to sell.
You got to plant them. That'll be Project Orchard today, Jeff.
All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Again, I am really looking forward to your feedback on this ridiculous island.
I want to see this island. More of it.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll give you a tour. I was gonna.
You already sort of pre-disparaged a lot.
Yes, I know. Again, it's a game that just it doesn't click for me in the way that just because I'm not used to playing this type of game. I've played a little bit of Stardew Valley and I've played a lot of Minecraft and stuff, but where you have to like give yourself your own goals and things. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, this I've had fun, and I've actually had a lot of fun playing with my young children. But I found it just like I don't know what to like. I'm at a point where I'm like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like picking rocks every day and then selling them for a little bit and trying to get my house bigger and stuff. So I'm a little. It just hasn't quite made it into my brain yet.
That sounds a little too close to real life for me.
Yeah, there is that.
All I'm doing in real life is picking rocks and wondering what I'm.
You're picking rocks.
What
so
to do
Jeff,
with
you said that you don't look at guides.
Yeah.
But are you familiar with the events? I guess Tom Nook tells you about the events. Have you done any of those?
Yes. What's a recent? So I was doing a little bit of the wedding, like the wedding event. Yeah. I was doing a little bit of that. And got again, I'm a loot goblin, so I like getting loot. So they gave me some designs and stuff, a wedding bench and some other things. So I've been working on those. I've collected a heck ton of fossils. We do a lot of that. My daughters really love blathers, like waking blathers up. They think it's the funniest thing in the world. And so I collect a lot of fossils. And I expanded.
I appreciate the filter.
Yeah, heckin'. Yeah, I'm trying.
I like the
my best.
of this channel already.
We had I've marked this as for mature audiences, but I'm going to try my very best to say heckin'. It's a healthy thing. I yesterday got to expanded the shop Nook's Cranny. They finally, I guess I bought enough stuff or something. Oh, someone's on their way.
Woohoo! It's me.
And then I'll give you when Kelly arrives. I'll give you a little tour. And again, our last stream we went to Prof Lynette's island, and it's fantastic and made me jealous. But like good, well themed, has obviously a big Harry Potter vibe and stuff. But like really use the assets that they gave you in such a clever way to make the rooms in the house feel like the rooms or the houses of the Harry Potter series and stuff. I thought it was great, and I realized I'm also just not terribly creative. I guess I can't come up with any themes that I'd want to do.
What would you want? Like, what are some things that you would want?
What I've actually really loved in your let's see. Here's my Harry Potter ignorance. In your Night Raven. What's the house?
Ravenclaw. Yeah.
Ravenclaw. There we go. See, I got it. In the Ravenclaw room, you had that giant floating moon. That was awesome. Is that something that someone made for you, or is that something that
that's
you
a
can purchase?
DIY.
That's it.
So I don't think I have. Do you have the DIY for that, Kelly?
No, I wish I did because
It was
really
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. I check the shop every day and try to be inspired by the things that are for sale, and I'm always like, well, a vacuum cleaner looks good, I guess, and stuff. Here, let's go say hi to Kelly. Come on.
Have you caught any sharks?
Hello,
Oh, that's what I don't have.
Hello.
I don't have a fishing rod.
Oh, I can give you one. I have a spare one.
I have some things for you for the fine island. What's your island's name again?
Loot.
Loot.
Steve Land with an exclamation mark in the
your
middle.
character and your island for the glory of Steve.
For the glory, yes.
Here
for the
are
glory.
some fruits.
Oh,
I don't know why I grabbed this from my basement, and then I also have some very random DIYs
cool.
that I also grabbed from my basement.
Now that I'm giving you a fishing rod here, and I also can't see. I've got a cat standing literally right in the middle of where I'm looking. Hi. What she does best. Oh, thank you.
I don't know why, Fisticuff, I'm typing to you. I could just talk to you.
And Kelly, there's a mask right here if you want a doctor's mask.
I was like typing, every day's a blessing, baby, and I'm like, oh, that like
my
sounds
gosh.
better out loud.
See, it feels a little like cheating when I'm getting all this stuff, but I'll take it. I don't mind. I've never been averse to cheating in game. Mia Consalvo's book on cheating. Very good.
There's so many items. I don't know
my
what
gosh,
the
thank
actual
you.
number of items there are, but there are so many things. I was doing cataloging with some other people, and also
nice.
people were looking at my catalog and being like, oh, can you send me an exercise bike? And like, stuff like that. So that part is really cool as well, I think.
Cherry.
Just because there's so many.
All right. So cool. Thank you for all this stuff. This is awesome.
Jeff, there's a great question in chat. Can I read it out loud to you?
Of course. Yeah.
The question is there a reason you don't use guides? Some kind of philosophical objection. Is a game broken if you can't make sense of it without a guide? That's from Fisticuff.
Thank you, Fisticuff. Those both great questions. Yes, there actually is a semi-ideological reason why for this particular game I'm not using a guide. So I'm gonna step back and talk a little academic shop here. One of the things that I'm very interested in, one of the things that we as a group have been talking a lot about and writing about and stuff is this idea of distributed practices or distributed teaching and learning, where what happens in the game is not just the game itself, but like how you learn to play and how you learn what to do are through things like guides and YouTube let's plays and tutorials and watching people on stream and talking to your friends. It's not just in the game, it's all around the game. And so I've been very interested in that, for a while, and about how different games manifest those different sort of distributed systems. And so I intentionally wanted to not do that in this game, to see how much I could learn about the game and figure out how much I could do in the game by just playing the game itself, by not talking to other people and not reading guides and FAQs and watching, too many other streams. I've watched us as a group kind of stream and stuff, but not much. So just play the game and see how much I can get out of the game. And what I've found, and I did it for this game especially because it seems like a game that is so kind of unstructured that you really need to do those things. But so by cutting myself off from them, I thought it'd be really interesting to figure out what I can do. And clearly I am failing pretty miserably in figuring out what to do. Could be a personality defect. Again, just I lack that kind of creativity. And it could also be because they're really, it gives you some little quests, go, put a house down for a new resident on your island or something like that. And you're supposed to get, I'm working towards getting KK Slider, a character, to come to a concert. That's the big thing. And so they're building me up to get to there. So there, there is some structure, but not a ton. And so that's a very long-winded answer to say, yes, it was somewhat of an ideological or philosophical stance for this particular game to not do that, to see how much I'm missing, because I feel like I'm missing a whole bunch. And so it's, today, I'm hoping that we can talk through some of those things. And I think, I've already, just look at what I just got in my inventory. I got like I got more bells than I had in a long time. Prof Lynette just dropped it off and said, here you go. And Kelly just dropped a bunch of fruit and stuff that I hadn't collected from other islands and other things, DIY recipes and other things. And just already look how much more plugged in I am into this game, quote unquote, working than if I was just doing it on my own. This is not, I don't think it's a solo. I think it's meant to be a very social game, right? And so get this DIY. Where are you?
I'm on what side? The west. So northwest.
Northwest.
I wish
I
could tell you. Yeah, there's a bottle.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know what it is.
So that's a really long-winded way of answering. Hopefully that answers. Fisticuffs, thank you for the question. And welcome to the stream. The one thing I'm really looking forward to is getting enough bells to put like bridges everywhere. I hate having to use this pole.
Yeah, I didn't bring a pole.
Yeah, I thought it was
Whoops.
cool.
I'll give you one. Or I'll craft you one.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, totally. I've got so many raw materials. So as some of you know, certainly my fellow ProfsPlay streamers know, I am marginally obsessed with a game called Rust. It's a survival game. Marginally. Even my students make memes about me making them watch Rust and stuff like that. So it's a game, in a way, there's a lot of similarities between it because it's like there aren't any, in Rust, there's no, objectives, there's no quests or anything. You just go and do things. And a big part of that is collecting loot. And I've had this, you get stone and wood and metal ore and guns and other things like that. And I am really like plugged into that mindset. And I've taken that mindset over into Animal Crossing, and it has totally failed me. So hold on, I make a poll here. Soft wood, that's what I need. I'll show everyone on stream how many. Where's my stuff here? How many rows and rows of oranges that I have. What do I need? Okay, so softwood. Oh, you can come to my house. Hello.
I'm in your house.
You're in my house. Joy. My daughters love Joy, the Joy emotion or reaction.
Oh yeah, that one's so cute. I use that one all the time.
All right, so let's see. I'll show you look at all these oranges I've got. Stream can see it. It's ridiculous because I've been waiting to sell them for more than what they're worth on my island, but I don't really visit anyone, so I can't take these anywhere. So I've got rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of.
That's a lot of oranges.
That is a lot of oranges. Yeah. All right. So what did it say?
What's up, Deep Sticks? Welcome to chat.
Jeff, can I buy this arcade seat from your shop?
Yeah, go for it.
If you want to catalog it, I can drop it. And you can. I don't know if you want an arcade in your house.
I mean, that'd be fun. But no, how? Oh, so can you? Those words didn't make total sense to me.
Catalog.
Yeah. So you can buy it.
Explain.
Yeah, definitely go ahead and buy it. But when you buy it, then what is cataloging? Hold on.
So catalog, you have.
Let me let my cat.
Yeah. So every time you acquire items, you put them. You have like a catalog that has all the items that you've acquired. And what's interesting is that you don't have to purchase them. You just have to have them, I guess, in your bag to like count as being part of your catalog. And so if you have it in your catalog, you can purchase more from the ATM type thing. So you can go into the little Nook ATM and then look through the catalog and be like, this is how I got all my candles. If the Great Hall is like, oh, I cataloged it, here, let me drop it.
Oh, cool.
And,
yeah.
Oh, can I catalog that too, Lynette?
Yeah.
Let me run over there.
And I have a poll, Kelly. I'll put it right next to it. Let's see.
I do have an arcade in my town, and I don't have a seat, so this is excellent.
So you may need to walk me through that again, because that would be really cool to have.
Yeah, so Kelly just picked up the item and then dropped it. And so now it's in her catalog. And so it's 1,300 bells. So you can go back into your little ATM and go purchase. And you can purchase like as many, well, you can only buy 5 per day to get shipped to your home. But that's how I get multiple items of the same thing.
Cool, that makes sense. Nice. And yes, thanks.
I'm really delighted, by the way, of all the with all the mask wearing. I really appreciate this.
It's very cool. On our last stream, I know we talked about this, and I still am struck by, and I'll take us all in there in just a second for those who are like me, non-Animal Crossers. But going into the museum, it was like so surreal. Like when I went in for the first time and was walking through, and I love going to museums in IRL. And when quarantine and Corona and all that sort of stuff hit, and we're all just sort of stuck inside, and then went to this museum, which was a really fun and interesting museum. I had this very surreal like moment where I was like, whoa, I'm doing this thing that I love normally in real life in this game, but it like meant something totally different because I can't go in real life. It was very weird. It was very, very, very odd. Plus, it's a great museum. So, it's actually like kind of a well-designed museum. If I went to it in IRL, I would feel like I got my money's worth. Let me pick up some fossils here.
Oh, did you know Red is on your island?
Is he the artist?
Yeah.
No, I have not gotten any art to donate to the museum. I don't know. I could never find him again.
Ooh, go to the north. Like there's a beach, little beach strip on the north of your island.
Okay.
I don't think I can buy stuff. It's probably like CJ and Flick where you can't sell them stuff.
Got it.
No.
I've gotten some stuff from Flick. I had him make a couple sculptures or whatever for me. Oh, here he is. Oh, cool. All right. Hello. See, look at already what I'm doing here. Just having friends come tell me what to do. That's great. The ship's kind of sketchy looking. I shouldn't board without asking.
You must be somewhere wandering around then.
Ah.
Okay, I'll step on.
I know he visited once before. And I
found him. He's on the east part. There's like this waterfall that you have on the east part.
Yeah. You see the fox? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Good buddy.
I see you two in chat, Smith. What's going on?
We meet again. It's nice we're somewhere art is loved and appreciated. It is, so what can we do?
It's your social distancing goal.
Ooh, a sinking painting. That's how I'm feeling. Cool, I bought some art. And then, so do I go donate this to Blathers now? And then it starts like the new wing, the art wing in the museum? Is that how it works?
Yeah, he'll take that as a donation. What do you think about Red? Have you talked to him before? You haven't, right?
Just once. He came, and introduced himself once. And I don't think I've seen him. I haven't, maybe I just have missed him. I haven't seen him since. Can you buy more than one thing? Or is it just one a day? Or one per visit?
I think it's one per visit.
There's just something about this. Everyone's so nice and trusting and generous. So he's on a sketchy... It's interesting how they're positioning Red here. So he's got a sketchy boat, and he's talking about everyone's so nice and trusting, and he's giving like cousins discounts. It's interesting.
Yeah, you're his cousin.
Hey, cuz.
It's all slimy.
So I guess you can only buy one thing per visit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Next time you'll be able to go on his boat, and like he'll have a bunch of different ones to pick from.
Nice. Let's see, what else we got here? We'll go over and donate this to Blathers.
Is that stone axe for chopping down trees?
The stone is, you can get wood and stuff from trees. The metal one actually chops them down. Here, I'll show you. That's what I figured out because I was like, ooh, metal will be better. And then I started accidentally chopping down all my trees.
Ooh.
So like, here's the stone axe. And I'm gonna hit these trees and it'll give me the wood, and if there's fruit on those trees, it'll give me that too, but it won't actually chop the tree down, it'll just stay. But if I hit it with the metal axe, the stuff will fall, but then it'll actually chop the tree itself down too.
Got it. Damn, I wish gathering fire would work like this in real life. Hit trees and get perfectly chopped wood blocks.
I mean, how many? So I'm curious. I want someone to do an inventory of like how many games have you go hit a tree for wood and a stone for rock to make something. Like a tool. So Minecraft and Ark and Rust, obviously, and this game and others. There's probably it's probably a long list. Seems like a.
Is that in Terraria? I actually have never played Terraria, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I've played a little bit of Terraria, and I can't remember. Oops.
You were killing it with those oranges.
I know. I'm a freaking loot goblin.
A lot of fruit.
I know. Well, the pears you sell because they're not native to my island. You can sell them for a lot of money. So I planted all these pear trees when I visited ProfsPlay's island. I took a bunch of pears. Thank you very much, and planted a bunch of pear trees. And then I got some coconuts too. Coconuts sell for more than oranges, but not as much as the pears. And then Kelly just dropped off a whole bunch of stuff, cherries and apples, and so I got to go plant those too.
FYI, in the chat, Styx is a little off-put by the overgrown amount of weeds you have right now. There could be other people that are also off-put by that and just not.
If you want help, I can pick weeds.
I kind of like. I've been debating on whether and Styx, thanks. If I recall, Styx, you are a weed fanatic. I think we've had this discussion before, but that you go crazy about those weeds. I've been debating on whether I should just leave the island somewhat, unkempt and natural, not change where the trees just spawned. Obviously I've planted a couple little orchards and stuff, but just leave it and maybe just be in nature, since I can't really be in nature in IRL in real life. Maybe it should just be an overgrown ridiculousness.
I'm a bit of a weed fanatic. IRL.
Oh, Blathers. Why was Blathers awake? Interesting. Normally
Yeah?
he's sleeping.
Wait, was that you? That said, someone told me about Blathers being awake.
Yeah, when
it
I
was
visited
on my
your
island,
island.
right?
Yeah. When we
Maybe Blathers is just awake for you.
Maybe. He doesn't trust me. He's so angry that and this is no joke. So I've got young children, and they love this. They love when Blathers sort of a sleepy eye and then goes oh and freaks out. And so we'll do it 15 times in a row. And my 2-year-old's like, again, wake up, Blathers, again. And I feel bad for him. So I think he's now distrusting of me. So he just is awake. I'm going to show him some art. Oops, some art.
Styx has put in some time getting rid of those weeds.
If, if it really bothers you, well, I'll do something about it. I don't know.
This is your feedback. This is your moment.
I know. Everyone has such nice. Oh, sorry. I'm not. I wasn't reading what Blathers is saying. I know. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, Savannah, so cute.
No, Savannah is adorable.
Pom Pom is awesome too. All my residents are actually pretty cool. I got a new one. Someone came to my camp. Jacques came, a little penguin, hipster penguin, and he's pretty cute. And then I really like Billy Goat. I don't know why. He's always running around with his arms back, he's running really like the Naruto run or whatever, and it's really cute.
Zoomies, yeah.
Zoomies. And Tammy is always in the town square singing, which is super cute. She just loves to sing. She'll just be blah 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 singing like crazy, which is very, very nice.
It makes me so happy when they sing. It's so cute.
So it seems to me that all these villagers have different personalities and stuff. Is that essentially true?
Yeah, there's 8 different personality types. There's 4 male and 4 female personality types. So I like to try and kind of balance how many I have of each. So my favorite personality type, I have multiples of. The rest of them I only have one of.
What's your favorite personality type?
So for the males, I like the lazy personality type. I just like how they talk about naps all the time. And then for the females, I like the normal personality, which is like the ones that just talk about like baking and they're just like really friendly. So, and I think those are equivalent to each other. Like I think the male lazy and the female normal are just like the most basic personalities. But I don't know why I really like them.
Yeah, I have Sandy and she's normal, and she kind of annoys me because I'm like, can you like be? Everyone else is just so extra. Like you seem out of place. Can you like be something that's like not normal?
Yeah,
So-
everyone else is so ridiculous.
Quick question: are those personality type names in game? Like, are they named in the game, or is that something like the community came up with?
I don't think I've seen them in the game at all.
Yeah, I think it's just a community thing because I know there was some controversy over. There's this one personality type called. They were calling it Uchi, which is like from the Japanese, and it's like the name that I think people have settled on is sisterly, because Uchi was the pronoun in Japanese that the characters use, which like doesn't make a lot of sense without context. So there was this whole I saw this thing. I'm on the Discord for like one of the like Wikipedia, like the kind of informational site. So I saw people debating on there, you know, whether they should change this entry. So there's this kind of weird like, you know, I guess larger big G game, right? We might call it that. You know, has is ongoing now. Even though this, you know, Animal Crossing and these personalities have been around for a while.
Got it.
Jeff, I'm totally just picking your weeds. I can't. I'm in the same boat. Your weeds are killing me.
You know, it's like being out on the trails. You know, you don't go clean up the trails. You just keep a little pathways. Again, I just haven't gotten around to it, I guess. Some of them are kind of, you know, pretty. Like these little, the ones with like the little like dandelion heads. They're kind of nice.
So once you like pick them, do they come back, or like how do you maintain like your greenery here? Because Thick spent a bunch of time getting rid of their weeds. But do they come
Yeah,
back?
they come back.
Yeah, but not at the rate of like there's a lot of weeds here, right? Like it's not gonna be like the next day they're all back. It's just occasionally you'll see a few.
Got it. So after your first 10-hour weed picking run, it's just kind of like maintenance after that.
Yeah, and people like, well, Jeff doesn't really have a lot of flowers, but that sounded so salty. Jeff doesn't have flowers. But if you do,
yeah. I've done very little to actually like do much with this island. I've just collected wood.
if you have other people water your flowers, then the spawn rate is higher, so you get more crossbreeds and stuff. So I volunteer my island if anyone wants to come over, water flowers for me.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could spend a little time here and then maybe go check out other islands. So we could just see, again, the difference for, I imagine people on the stream know what Animal Crossing is, but, maybe they don't. So we can see what a real island is actually supposed to look like. So this is, essentially what you're seeing if you're on stream and don't know Animal Crossing. This is not far off from what the island will look like when you first start the game, other than the fact that I've given like houses to my residents and got the shop and stuff. The basic elements are here. The museum is here, the shop is here, and that's pretty much it. I haven't done much else because, again, I just don't have that gene or something, and the weeds don't bother me too much. So apparently, this game isn't for me. You have to be a weed fanatic. Well, I mean, part of it is again that we talk about that IRL kind of thing. I spend enough time picking weeds and trying to keep weeds out of my own yard in IRL that I don't want to do it in game. I've got
I get the opposite.
A little yard.
Feeling. Bringing back those vibes.
Yeah,
like I socialize. I
yeah.
hang out with people I like. I gotta max my social links in game.
You Persona player. Oh, hello. So here's a question for Kelly and for Lynette. So I have a crap ton of Nook Miles. Like I've got like 35,000 or something like that. Is that more, Lynette? Is that more what you were talking about, where you can catalog those things and then buy them via Nook Miles, and that's how you get stuff? I don't know what to do with them. Like,
yeah, so the cataloging, you spend bells like you would in the store.
Yeah.
The Nook Miles you can use to upgrade your bag space, to like do custom hair coloring, and what I use them for is for the Nook Miles ticket to go to a mystery island.
I gotcha.
And so that's where if you have an open plot, you can find a potential new resident to live on your island. Or like the other night, I was trying to hunt for scorpion, which was not very successful for me. I feel like I got worse at it.
I think I saw you on that the other night. Yeah, when I stopped by. Yeah, you got a couple, right? You got a couple. Yeah, I did
get a couple, but they weren't spawning. And then when I found them, I would accidentally chase them off, or they would sting me. So it was not as successful. But yeah, that's what I use the Nook for, or the Nook Miles.
Got it. Yeah, I've gone to a couple of the mystery islands or whatever.
Mystery island or
and,
whatever.
No feedback.
And no feedback.
Let's see. Ooh, a Switch, 29,000.
Ooh, a Switch, 29,000.
I'm just checking the inventory or
checking the inventory.
And cool. Anytime a musical instrument has come up, I've bought that. So I'm thinking maybe that's a theme I could run with. You know, I've got a ukulele and guitar and something else.
There's a lot of cool things, and there's multiple of the electric guitars. Or I just love how, like, I might find a different version in your store or like from your catalog. So that stuff is really cool to me. All the customization of it.
How many items do you think you've purchased?
I don't know. And I don't even know how I would find that out.
Like hundreds? Because I bought a few. I've bought a few things, but I feel like I feel like that's what I'm missing. Because I don't want to spend I'm a hoarder. I'm greedy. I want my bells, and I don't want to waste them. But I think that's the opposite of what you're actually supposed to do, right?
Oh, I didn't go into your house yet. How many do you have? All the rooms yet?
No, in fact, I just have the one, and I'm close with the money you actually just gave me. I can go pay my. Why can't I go in my house? I can go pay my loan off.
I just went in there, so it just takes a second.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm locked out of my own house.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yeah, I couldn't pass that up. That was pretty awesome. Is there a way? Can I like pick it up, drop it, you pick it up, and you can put it in your catalog? I'm happy to like catalog whatever you want. Not
right now because we're here, but that's okay. I don't need it.
I just thought, how could I?
Maybe another time.
How could I say no to an anatomical model?
Yeah, that one's very good, I have to say.
It's kind of creepy. So, you know, I got a guitar and a ukulele and stuff. What's that?
This is your crib?
This is my place.
No,
you know, it looks kind of like a functioning place, I guess. It's got
what
stuff
was that?
on the
Tatami
walls.
mat?
What's that?
Looks like your bed is like a tatami mat.
Yeah, this is one that I got. I got this through the mail or something. I can't remember how I got it, and I just thought it was really cool. Much better than the standard kind of wooden bed. Much more styling.
Oh, you can lay on it. That's nice.
I'm sleeping. Now I can't get up. There we go.
Too comfortable.
Again, just like IRL, can't get out of bed. So I use that. So I know I've mentioned this already, but so I've been playing this game with my young children, especially my 2-year-old who this is kind of our nap thing. I've used this as like a little Pavlovian trick. When Animal Crossing comes out, she starts yawning and gets tired and stuff. So we'll play for like 10 or 15 minutes before her nap just to kind of get her calm and whatever. And but she also, because little kids are really smart and clever, she's seen through the trick now. And so when we play, then we'll play, and then it's like, all right, it's been 10 or 15 minutes, and now it's time to go to nap. She doesn't want to do it. So what I have to do is now I have to go put my character into her bed and have her go to sleep before my 2-year-old will go to sleep. So we go into my house every time, and I lay down in bed, and we say night night, and then we turn it off. It's very funny how she's like responded to. She's She's like, no, she calls this Grandma, by the way. My character is Grandma. She's like, where's Grandma going? Which is funny.
Jacques.
Jacques. So here's a question. One thing that I really would like that is on at least your islands and the other islands, I've seen on people's streams and the memes and stuff like that. The walkways or the pathways. How do you unlock those? I don't know how to unlock those. So I just have to progress a little further.
You have to beat the game.
Oh, really? And I have to get KK to come, KK Slider.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a lot of work.
It's like,
I can't be that far off, right? I've got the campsite. People are starting to visit. There can't be too many more things to do. Maybe there is. I don't know.
So all the terraforming is like kind of like post-game stuff.
yeah. Well, someone told me that terraforming wasn't a thing in the previous Animal Crossing, but I don't know anything about the previous Animal Crossings.
Yeah, it wasn't. This is a big change. All the crafting and everything is new too.
Oh, really?
Like it used to be, all you did was just kind of like talk to your villagers, and then in the last one, which was for the DS, like 6 years ago, that one gave you more control because you were the mayor of the town, and you could actually, have ordinances, and you could like decide where things are and build structures. But that was totally new. Like you had no control over your island. So this one is like. Not a totally different game, but it's really, really different in terms of what you can do. And I think that's why people have spent so much time on it. It's like, oh, I can have my dream island finally, right? But yeah, all the activities are essentially new in this game, which is funny because it's such a big part of this game. And I know all my time spent playing the game has pretty much been making my island the way I want it. Sometimes I ignore my villagers and I feel badly.
Get out of here.
Being the mayor was fun.
So, Lynette, you haven't played an Animal Crossing before this?
No, this is my first one.
Wow.
And I only played because everyone was talking about it, and I was like, I guess I'll play this game.
Crazy.
That's how I got into Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, that game's so good.
Yeah, it wasn't even like everybody. It was like 2 of my friends that were like always talking about it, and I felt like really left out of all the conversations. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play Darkest Dungeon.
I've been historically a very cheap gamer. I try to wait for things to go on sale, so I don't play games for like 2 or 3 years after they come out. And it's been really hard. There's only been a few games where I buy it day one or right when everyone's talking about it and stuff. But that push to be part of the conversation is so important, right? Like I want to be in the conversation.
Right. Yeah.
You
go on the Patient Gamers subreddit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night when we were just trying to survive the first level of Divinity 2.
Oh, that game.
Because we kept saying, I don't know what was going on. I was just saying things to people, and they were getting mad enough that they wanted to fight us. And so we were like, okay.
You chose poorly, I guess. This is for the sticks here. I'm just running around in the weeds, just running, picking up all the little thorny bristles. Here you go. It's just for you.
I was gonna say, Mod Monkey, it's kind of hard to find a Lego game that is not that good. They're all pretty awesome.
I've never played a Lego game. I've only seen people play like on stream.
Yeah, I've never not had fun with a Lego game.
I've only played a few, the Star Wars ones, and was it the Indiana Jones? Is that a Lego game? I feel like I played that one. So only a couple, but they started to feel a little samey, the same kind of mechanics and stuff. And the Star Wars one was fun because you obviously had lightsabers and stuff, but it felt a little repetitive after a while. Were they all kind of like that, Earl? Or do they have their own unique kind of twists, features, affordances?
I don't know how deep I got into them. I think I was mostly into the Star Wars one.
Those were good. Yeah. There's a Lego Batman that's supposedly pretty good. Let's see.
I haven't seen like the films either, but I heard they were pretty fun.
Hello, everyone's over here on the west coast. West Coast, and
That's where the cool kids are.
That's where the cool kids are. Yeah, that's right. So So what, other than, all right, so one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to plant all the fruit that Kelly that you brought, so I can start making sweet bells. What are some other? What else should I be doing? Like, what are some suggestions here? What can I, other than maybe I guess finish, so I can
Flowers.
Flowers.
I'll give you flowers. I have so many. Please take them.
All right. So I planted. So I have these. I forget. Not chrysanthemums. What are these? Mums? No, I don't know what these are.
Oh, hyacinths.
The hyacinth, yeah.
Clearly, I don't know I'm no botanist. This is why I went into English. Damn it. So I have those, and so if you pick the flowers, you can't plant the flowers. You need to get seeds, and I know you can buy seeds. Are there ways you can get seeds, or you just buy them? Like, how do you? I know you talked about cross-pollinate. How do you do that?
That was a lot of questions.
Yeah, sorry.
Because there's
all
like
related.
different parts
Okay, all right.
of it.
All right.
So you can't. So if you are, Kelly was mentioning before, if you're best friends with someone in the game, you can go to their island. So like if you're best friends with Kelly, you can go to her island and literally take your shovel and dig up her flowers and then plant those. So like that's one way that you can just straight up get flowers without having to plant the seeds.
Okay.
The seeds, this dude named Leaf comes in the plaza every now and then.
Yeah,
so
he's
you can
here
buy seeds
once a week or
from
something.
him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll let Kelly talk about, I don't even know what the last part was your thing. Oh, the crossbreeding.
Oh, the cross-pollination. Yeah, so I've been doing that. So on my island, it looks kind of nuts because I have so many spaces for cross-pollinating. So you have to breed them in specific color combinations. But the wild thing about it is there's like this Google Doc I'm on that talks about like the genetics that are hidden in the flowers. Like apparently it's not just kind of randomly this color and this color equals this color. Like there's this whole like recessive gene thing. And it's really complicated. So all I do is I found a chart of like what to plant next to what, and that's what I do because I looked at this Google Doc and I was like, yeah, this is not gonna happen, bro. So that is what I do. And I have like most of the different varieties growing. Although I have to say, so there's like a native flower as well as a native fruit. So like yours, for example, Jeff, you have pansies as your native flower. Right. So everybody has like a different native flower, but hyacinths are just, you'll encounter them everywhere.
Yeah, that was, I have the windflower as my native ones. And I went to one of my friend's islands earlier in the week, and he had purple mums, I think. I think it was the mums.
Nice.
But they came from just the white flowers. Like it was just a pile of white flowers, and then there's the one purple flower. And someone else in the chat was like, "Yeah, they spawned from the white." And I was like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's like why you have to look at the stupid charts because it's not intuitive. It's like, oh, white and white mix black. Okay, cool.
Good. Well, talk about distributed teaching and learning systems, right? Like how you probably never would have figured that out on your own. Or taken the time, and yet you can call on that resource, right? People put together an entire spreadsheet with the weird genetic makeup of their flowers, and you can just go do it, access it. But the game never tells you that. Well, not without a lot of work. Ooh, I don't think I have that butterfly.
Trial and error.
Trial and error, yeah. But think of the gobs of time. Madagascan sunset moth, sweet.
there's an optimal layout for best chances to get all the flower breeds. Sure there is.
Min-maxing your flower breeding.
Yeah, great.
I love it.
You can min-max anything, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take the ladder down, is there fall damage?
No, you can't. You actually can't get, at least not as far as I've seen. You can't get down from the edge. No, once you can terraform, you can make little land bridges or little ramps. I mean, and so you don't have to take the ladder out. But obviously, I haven't done that.
How far? Did we already answer how far you are from this terraforming power?
I think so. Like, you continue to talk to Isabel, and she'll tell you like your whatever your rating, and like there's like a series. So there's like a 5-star rating of your island, or up to 5 stars, and then she'll be like, "Oh, here's some feedback," and you'll know when you've unlocked KK because, like, at that point, it'll be a different cutscene with Tom Nook.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I don't know, like if, and maybe Kelly knows, like if you have to finish your house or if it's really just about like the way that the island looks. Like I was gonna say, like, one thing you could do is like you could invite more residents, because I think that helps with your island score.
Got it.
If you like buy more plots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely what you need to do. And I don't think your house does impact your island score. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So yeah, you need more peeps on your island for sure.
So they've been randomly coming to my campsite, but I can also go to like mystery islands to kind of recruit them.
You need a plot, so you need to buy from Tom Nook.
Oh, okay. Right.
Tom Nook owns everything, so you have to go talk to him. Be like, hey, I want to buy some land, so basically you give him money and then you like set up the plot, and then once you have that spot available, you can go to a mystery island, or you have a campsite, right? Or do you not have a campsite?
Yeah. No, I do. Yeah.
Or sometimes they'll come to the campsite and you can be like, hey, come live with me.
Yeah, that's how I got Jacques. He came to my campsite and wouldn't leave. Did they leave after a certain amount of time? Because I left him there for like 3 days because I don't know. Hipster. And he seemed to just wait until I invited him to live there. But I'm not sure. Do they like come and go?
I've only had people stay for 1 day.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
Weird. Maybe it's because he was the first. He was like
And
my
they're
first
like, all right,
visitor.
hello.
Yeah, do this
You got
mechanic.
it. Yeah, let me teach you.
See, so there is teaching going on. You know, not that I badmouth this game, but I've said it's somewhat open-ended and not terribly directed. But I mean, they clearly do get you to do things. You know, the core things like you convert your house from a tent to the house, right? And you had to put the store down, and you had to put the museum down. I mean, they do give you things and tell you how to do things, but
Isn't that like kind of I don't want to say like a trend, but like an evolution or transformation in games? So like I'm thinking of like Navi being like, hey, listen, like every 2 seconds, and like that being freaking annoying.
Right.
And like that's not something that I see really.
That's a great.
I don't know. You guys are the game people, the games experts.
I think you're right. I think it goes through like various sort of trends and stuff. I mean, early, like, in fact, there's even a meme about this, but like, if you played Super Mario Brothers on the NES, which I'm an old fart and I did in like '86 when it was released in the US, because I'm old, and because I'm a hipster like that, and it didn't tell you anything. You literally just like punch button. Now it was a relatively simple game, but like all those games, there was no tutorial whatsoever. Very few instructions. Sometimes in the manual, you usually had to read the manual, right? But in game, there was nothing. You just sort of did things. And I think there's even a meme about it. If Super Mario Brothers was released now, where like every 2 steps there was like a pop-up saying, "Don't forget that 1-ups can give you 1 extra." And that trend came through like the Navi thing that you talked about, right? Where like almost over explained every mechanic, and it seems like now the games are a lot more kind of subtle and they do it a little bit more fluidly, at least in the games that I play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that labor of explaining the game has kind of been offloaded onto players, right? Where the idea is, you're probably going to have access to tutorials online or walkthroughs or what have you. So it's not as much of a bubble, right? As here's this manual, here's everything, contained within the game, right? Kind of more distributed. Although I will say, even older games, a lot of them were kind of teaching you, and so there were all those pop-ups and stuff. But if you think about something like Mario 1-1, right, like the quintessential best first level, right, from a design perspective, it's like you see that block that's off to the right, so to walk right and to not walk left, and there's a question mark on it, so you want to interact with it. So I think in good design, that's always kind of been embedded in the game itself, right? And the idea of having these explicit tutorials, I think is fortunately, I think that's true what you guys are saying, right? It's going away over time. Thank goodness.
Although I do wish in some cases there would be more of that. And again, I'm thinking about the early stages of Divinity where I'm not getting an extra prompt like, are you sure you want to say that? This person's gonna get mad at you, like violently mad at you.
Yeah, we're running up against that too, Earl. So Jared, Fisticuff Jones, and I are currently playing DOS 2 with a gamer couple. Well, one of them is a gamer, and his girlfriend is not a gamer at all, so she's totally novice. And it's like the most impenetrable thing to try and play with somebody who's not familiar with games. But for both of them, it's like just constant like, why are we doing, you know what I mean? It's so, it really doesn't explain it well. And I'll say I feel like it took hours to understand that game and really get hooked on it. But then once you get it, I feel like once it clicks, it really clicks. So shout out for DOS 2, but it is just opaque.
Got it. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm just like asking my party members, like, is it okay if I talk to this person?
Yeah.
Can I pick this up without getting in trouble?
Do you think that's as an intentional sort of design choice, or do you think that's just because it was like a Kickstarter game, right? A relatively small. Was Divinity was like a small team,
It's a small
wasn't it?
studio, yeah.
Small studio.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lyria.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they've done some games, right? They did some D&D, other D&D stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, they're developing Baldur's Gate.
That's right,
Which
yeah.
I did, in fact. I'm salty about this. I'll bring it up every time. I did buy a Stadia to play that game. Still doesn't exist.
Oh no. Have you plugged the
God.
Stadia in at all?
I have. I started playing it, and actually, so my problem with it is everybody said the streaming quality wasn't good, but the streaming worked great for me. The issue was the selection of games. It was like, cool, I can play this Tomb Raider game from 7 years ago. You know, I think if you don't have a console, then it's a really good selection. But if you have access to any kind of console or a PC, it's like titles you could have played over the last 10 years.
Got it.
Jeff, do you mind if I take some lilies?
No, go for it. Yeah, you're welcome to anything on the island. But thank you for asking.
Since you did mention Baldur's Gate, though, that was their team, right? I mean, their team was a bunch of like alums from the olden. What was it? It was BioWare, right? That were they still BioWare at the time? I don't remember.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Who did Baldur's?
Baldur's Gate team, and it does have that feel. Although, as people have said, and I've like started to get into the community, like it really does like kind of polish that that formula up. Like it does have like a real solid like D&D feel to it. Like I feel like I can do a lot of things, you know. Not all of them beneficial to myself or my party members, but we can do a lot of things.
I have only played the first 2 hours maybe of the first Divinity, and it was good. It was just a lot of reading.
Yeah,
And
text
like
heavy.
a lot of, for some reason I can tell you the reason. My eyes are, I think, starting to finally go. I need glasses, I think. So reading has been a lot harder on the screen. So like I was starting to play like Shadowrun. One of the newer Shadowrun, you know, the ones from the last, I don't know, five or so years, and a big block of text came up, and I just turned the game right off. I was like, oh, I can't do it. I know they're really. I've heard they're really good. The Hong Kong one is supposed to be pretty good. The recent Shadowrun Returns and stuff. They're supposedly really good games, but text boxes and me.
Have you played that tabletop?
No, I really like the old Super Nintendo version. That's the only Shadowrun. I know there's a whole other, it's a tabletop series and books and other things. I really only know the world from like the SNES version from years ago or whatever. But it's supposedly pretty faithful to that tabletop version, the newer ones. Have you played them?
I have not. No, I've heard really good things about it though.
All right. Well, why don't we give ourselves a task here? Do you want to visit Kelly? I don't think we've been to your island. Do you want to go to your island?
No, you haven't.
Do we want to go head over there?
Sure, I'll
I'm the
open it up.
only one who's like bored watching you pole vault. Like I'm really, really enjoying it.
Whee! Thanks.
It's a cool way
It is
to go.
satisfying.
It is. Yeah. I could use one of these for my house. Yoink. Here, just for you.
Then you have to build up the dexterity to use it in real life.
So, my island clearly needs a lot of work. De-weeding being one of the first one. And then it sounds like what I really need to focus on, at least for me, because what I'm most interested in, I want to put some walkways in, and then maybe leave it somewhat unlandscaped. I'm thinking the natural vibe. To piss off anyone who apparently comes and watches my island, because the weeds annoy everyone but me, I guess. And two, it sounds like what I need to do is just get KK Slider here to come do his show so I can unlock terraforming and stuff to get those in. So I think I need to work a little harder on that goal. Oh, it put little contrails in the air for people leaving. That's cute. Up in the like upper.
Oh yeah.
Like someone flew away. That's kind of cute.
Yeah, there's so many nice little details.
Someone's leaving.
Yeah, Wizard PhD is leaving. So,
About the Shadowrun game.
What's that?
Just evidently, tabletop is it's very crunchy, evidently. And being able to take that crunch off, let the computer do the crunching, and then you just do the role play, and decision making seems to be better.
Got it.
Which that's how I got into that's why I got into Baldur's Gate, because like when I was younger, D&D felt too crunchy to me. I guess maybe it was just the way that I was playing it. So then I got into Baldur's Gate series, and I was like, oh, this is great because I don't have to do the crunch. But then as I got older, I was like, no, like I'm into the crunch. Well, I guess 5th edition is not nearly as crunchy as 3.5, so maybe that's part of it too. Is that there's just less to worry about.
That was one of the big changes for 5, right? To make it less kind of, I guess, crunchy, to use the term, like less math, less rolling, less weird interactions of stats and stuff.
Yeah, and just like some of the formulas for calculating things. I mean, I think it really all. I don't know. I don't know too much about the history of it, but it seemed to like really start branching at 3.5, which is how Pathfinder got developed. Pathfinder still uses that old rule set. Well, that old
3.5.
Yeah, because people liked that crunch, and they didn't like what happened with 4th edition people. Evidently, the community was like, "Oh, it feels too much like a video game and not enough like a tabletop role play."
Oh, interesting. They wanted it to be that way, huh?
Yeah, so that's why I think, right, and correct me if I'm wrong on this history, Kelly, but I think that's how Pathfinder was born.
I believe so. Yeah. I actually haven't played Pathfinder. I'm very intrigued to start. I'm almost done with one of my campaigns. Well, I think I am, depending on what my players do. So I'm trying to decide what to run next.
So I have a very important question now. So, Kelly, if we come visit your island, can I sell stuff on your island?
Yeah.
So I'm taking all my stacks and stacks of oranges.
Finally, get rid of those oranges in your house.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
so
definitely.
they work that way. All right. Cool.
Yes, I just opened my gate too.
Okay,
so
cool. Thanks. I'll
you
head
and
on.
Lynette are clear for landing. I opened it to all my best friends, so we'll see if anyone randomly also shows up. That's online on my friends list.
All right, I'm gonna head over there now. Yeah, I've been hoarding all these oranges just to try to sell them, but then I don't visit anyone's island.
I think Sticks has a very fair appraisal of 3, 4, and 5, or 3.5. Yeah, I feel that.
Pathfinder for the nerds. Yeah, I've only played 5th edition, but I love it. Oh, sorry, Jeff.
No, it was a bit of a tangent, but is there like a space version of Pathfinder? A couple students,
is that what it's called?
A couple students were talking about, and I can't remember what game they were talking about, but that they were when we were doing a lot of our D&D discussion and stuff. They were saying they were playing, and I thought it was Pathfinder, but it was with aliens and like way in the future.
Starfinder, yeah, that looks cool. That looks super cool.
I want to do online play.
You have paperwork to do?
Yeah. There's this like really interesting, like mundane tone to a lot of the stuff in this game. It's just like, well, I gotta file some paperwork and I have to go to the ATM to deposit my money and stuff.
Now I want to learn about Star.
Search for a friend. Starfinder. Yeah, interesting. Moondrop, that's you.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Let's fly. And thanks again for all the donations of fruit and money and stuff. I'm rich now. I'm rich.
Of course. I like your little duck backpack. I didn't notice that earlier.
Wow, Starfinder does look. I dig this art at least. It's pretty sweet.
Small fry intellectual.
I thought that was fitting. Yeah, I finally changed my title. And it is now, because it doesn't look like it shows up on stream, but it's Small Fry Intellectual.
How much? How much?
Joke at the start of the stream. I'll just do it right now, and then sorry, cut you off. That I am the resident hackademic. I'm the only non-professor on the stream. So when we're on ProfsPlay, I'm a fraud. Ooh, look at this. Very nice. Bridge.
Whoa! Very cool.
Oh, Leaf is on your thing. Oh, there's
Yes, Leaf is here. Yes, by bushes.
You could have sold all your weeds, Jeff. All.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Although
because
I
he
don't
buys
think
them
it's
for
an
double
all,
or
You're
something.
right,
Right?
yeah.
Other people's
You're getting a wave. You're getting
See,
welcome.
I keep a lot of assets, on hand. I have all the weeds in the ground, so if I need it, it's liquid. It's like liquid assets. See, so that's what it is. All right. Oh, hello. I can wave again.
How much control do you have over like your title or nickname or like whatever that thing is? Is it you just like type whatever you want, or do you choose like from a list?
You unlock, at least what I've noticed, you unlock titles based on what you do. Here, I'll open it up.
Yeah,
and
open
show
it
you.
up.
So on your passport, you can set. Here's my Steve Land, and how do I do it? Can I not edit it right now? Currently,
Oh, let me see.
maybe because I'm
Thanks
on
for
the
support.
island.
Support.
Good luck on those work calls.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for stopping by, man. Good to see you. And I'll do something about the weeds. I promise.
Roasting much.
Yeah, maybe we can't edit.
Yeah, it looks like I can. Well, so anyway, so like as
as
you here, I think I can maybe show you. No, I can't show you this way. So as you do things, like let's say you have caught 10 fish or something like that. It's like an achievement basically, unlocks new titles for you. And there's an adjective and a noun kind of.
Got it.
And so you can mix and match all those adjectives and nouns.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
does it
kind of
show
like
up
that.
from your when you look at your Nook Miles thing? Does it show up there?
Yeah,
I'll
you might be
look
able to
here.
pull it up.
All
I'm
right,
not
yeah.
sure. Yeah, if it shows that.
Okay, I like that. Reminds me of like leaving messages in Dark Souls. I haven't played Dark Souls in a long time. I remember the first one. You could only leave messages like based on just like little chunks of like sentences. You have to put them together. You would hope like things would make sense to people. Like, oh, there's like a giant boss around the corner.
That's cool. It reminds me a little bit of like titles in World of Warcraft. Depending on what you do, if you earned things, but they become like status symbols too. If you have like a really, hard challenge that you completed and stuff, you set your title that tells someone something about you.
Yeah.
Wow, you've caught 1,000 fish or whatever it is.
Right.
They're almost like markers, so you can either say something about yourself or it's like a strong indicator that you did something, which is kind of cool. Hey, PhD's here.
It makes sense.
Woohoo! I like your Gothic Lolita outfit a lot too.
That was gifted to me. Someone stopped by my island the other night. It was just like, here you go. And I was like, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So, do you guys want the tour, or do you want a free
Sure, yeah,
roaming,
yeah.
self-guided tour? All right, let's see.
Yeah, this time I'll follow. Last stream,
I would
you
love
were
to
trying to
do it.
show us your thing, and I just wandered around.
Wandered away. Yeah, I feel like I'm herding cats now, knowing that. So yeah, we got here's Mott hanging out here.
Oh, the telescope. I like that.
Oh yeah.
See, I think I would do an
Oh,
astronomy
but-
thing. I think that's maybe what I should do.
But wait,
Ooh.
you must play the spin the wheel
All
game.
right. Cool.
So yeah, your best friend. So if you hit it again, stop and dig on the number that
Wait,
you
so, like,
spun.
I want to check. So it is
Whoa.
6. Okay, 'cause sometimes it
Yes.
didn't like show up as the same one.
Oh yeah, I think I read that it's like randomized to stop gambling or something. I don't know. It was a very Nintendo thing. So Jeff, you have to
Oh,
you have to
stop it.
hit it again to make it stop spinning. Yeah. What did you get, Lynette?
I had Kisses Wall.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
some things are good and some things are not so good. And I don't remember what number has what.
Ooh, what did I
Do
get?
you bury things down?
Plain sink?
Or-
Yes,
Cool.
I did.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Thanks.
Yes. Then what do I have? My little.
Oh.
Uh,
Was this something that was for sale, or was it one of the DIYs?
this is in a Nook. If you go to the Nook catalog, this is one of the items you actually buy with like Nook points.
Okay.
And so everybody gets different colors of these things, so it depends on your airport color. So mine is pastel. Some people have like a black and white and red. And then here's my mermaid beach. I didn't know what to do with all this like mermaid furniture I was slowly acquiring, so this is for the
cool.
mermaids.
Mermaids.
It's mermaid beach.
Cool.
And then what else do we have? Museum. So we'll walk by the little shoppies over here, so you guys can later explore. After the tour commences, you may
Yeah.
enjoy some local commerce on this island. So yeah, this little shop area.
That's cool.
And then we have Whitney lives up there, and there's like a little pool behind her house where that path leads to.
Can I
And
steal
then we
residents
have-
from you? Can I like convince your residents to come to my?
Only if they're in boxes. So if they're planning to move from my island, then you can come steal them. So let's see. We have branches on the ground. Shame. So here's my rose garden. So I have blue roses. I have black roses, which I'm
Sorry.
trying to grow gold roses from. But I haven't been successful yet. I water them with a golden watering can every day. I still don't have any. So
Do you want us to water these? Is that what you said? It helps.
I mean, if
I
you
don't
have a
have
watering can on you and you
I
want
do.
to water them,
How'd you get the pink roses? The pink one?
oh yeah. Do you want one? Do you have one?
I don't.
You can take it.
It's your only one. I'm not gonna take it.
No, I have other ones in other places on the island. You want to see my house? There's a ton of them. Yeah.
Yeah, what a whole
Um,
change.
And then these flowers down here are the ones you get if you have like a 5-star island. You start spawning these. So I was collecting them here, but now I've just kind of been letting them stay wherever they grow because it's kind of fun to have them around because you can't breed them or anything. Sweet, thanks for see like those 2 whites are gonna spawn like something totally not what 2 whites should spawn together.
Take an orange one. Sure.
Yes. Yeah, and if you guys see any fruits or anything you want to catalog, let me know and I can
Cool, thank you.
let you catalog it. Yeah, sweet. Thanks for the water.
Yeah. Totally.
And then up here, further in our tour, if you follow me.
Can you
A weed.
restructure like the rivers and the like height? Because it looks like you put this. Did you put this little land bridge right here in?
Yeah. I tried putting a regular bridge there, but it looked kind of whack. So I ended up just going with that because I don't know. I wanted a double waterfall. And then you don't have to stop and water these while we're on tour, Jeff. But
Yeah, okay.
so this is
I'll
like
come
another
back.
example
Ooh, these
of
are cool.
like I've planted these in patterns that I'm trying to get particular hybrids. But you can see actually I don't think I have. Oh, I do have some pansies up here,
come
but I
water
don't
them.
have the pansy collection you do, Jeff.
Oh,
with it
yeah,
being
yeah.
your native flower.
Got
And then we have some residents here, so we'll explore later who's
Like,
kind
I want to
of
live on this.
building. Aw,
Mine is
thanks.
just like a giant turd.
But now you're inspired, right?
I know. Well, yeah. No, I don't have this.
You're motivated.
Hey, there's a guitar on the
I
ground.
have
Oh, by the campfire.
this-
Look at that.
Oh yeah. We'll go back.
Cool.
to
Oh,
the
sorry.
over
sorry.
there.
I,
But yes,
I
this is
strayed
the
from the tour. My tour guide.
arcade. Oh no, I've lost one.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right. I signed the waiver, so you're good. I can't sue.
You're distracted by the guitar.
Little
Yeah,
arcade.
there's
That's cool.
arcade area.
The like flooring, the like neon arcade flooring.
Yeah, it's like it's
that
the
ties
most
it.
like peak arcade thing imaginable, right? I
it really
see,
ties
I see
the room
Lynette
together.
catching dragonflies over there.
Stole that butterfly.
And then what else do I have? I have this cafe. It's not like 100% of the way there yet, but I don't know.
cool.
It's coming along. It's coming along. I'm not sure. I like recently kind of changed up the theming on it to make it a little cuter. But I have. Oh, I didn't know I could slip through there. But yeah, I have a bunch of little things
little,
about.
like-
It's like a plant cafe.
That's a great like little
So,
like
yeah, that's
I could just sit here and read and look at the waterfall. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like
That's so
a chill. Oh, that's so funny to take a screenshot.
You come like
Chilling
in the
in the
morning, you just log in
cafe.
and you could do your real work just here
Do
in the virtual
my work
cafe.
here. Yeah, yeah. And it makes me so happy whenever the villagers are like, doing anything, and like, like when I see them sitting in the cafe, it just makes me so happy. I'm like, yes, enjoy these things I've left for you.
Will they will
let's
interact with
see.
the various things? Will they like look at sit in the chairs?
They'll
and do
they'll
other things?
comment on it too. They'll be like,
really?
oh, somebody left a coffee here. But they don't have like super meaningful interaction.
Yeah.
But
Because I've seen them in the museum, and that was the first time I ever noticed they were actually like out and about doing other than just kind of walking or fishing or whatever. So I've seen them go to the museum.
Yeah.
Oh, a nice little Zen garden.
On it. Have my little Zen garden, my weirdly shaped Zen garden. I still enjoy it very much.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
And then I wanted it to be like a walkthrough Zen garden where you like have to go through it to navigate the town. So you have to contemplate the the fleeting nature of existence every day as you walk through.
While you're trying to sell your turnips or whatever.
Yeah. You're hustling on the turnip market. But yeah, those are kind of the main thing.
Cool.
So
This is awesome.
Yeah, so
Really
there's other little surprises and things. So yes, you can wander.
Have you done any happy hour, like virtual happy hours? Have friends come and visit and just hang out in Animal Crossing?
Yeah, usually what I'll do is like call people on the phone or do like a Zoom hangout, and like just kind of play Animal Crossing together. That's something I've been doing a lot. It's kind of fun because we just talk about life and like non-Animal Crossing things, but then it's also an opportunity to be like, oh, you have X thing. Let me catalog that or send that to me. So. Yeah.
I know there was some news article I read. Yeah, I'm sure this is happening all over the place, but like some small company had gotten really bored of doing Zoom calls, so they started meeting around the campfire in Red Dead.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So like
That's
using
awesome.
that like as a virtual space and stuff. I think that's really cool. Cool. I love your island. This is great.
Oh, thank you.
I saw a bunch of pretty funny stuff people were doing, like because of quarantine, or like teaching. I saw people teaching lessons like inside Half-Life Alyx and like doing all kinds.
Well, we've talked about using Minecraft, maybe like having a Minecraft server where we can like share, like hold class and have some shared resources and stuff like that. I mean, we're talking about using those things. It makes sense. This butterfly's crazy.
Oh, so I have a story. If you go into this house, Jeff, that you're in
This is your
front of
house?
about. No, this is Meringue.
Okay.
She's my favorite. She and Marina are probably my two favorite villagers. Marina, the pink octopus, but Meringue, the dessert rhino. She is. I really wanted her. I didn't have an amiibo card for her, and so my friend is actually making those like counterfeit amiibo cards, right, where you can get any villager you want. She said she went through some weird like Reddit maze to figure out how to do it. So she made me a card. I was so happy because I could have Meringue on my island.
like
But yeah, it's
strawberry
weird. It's just like
corn.
this blank card. Yeah. She's like a pastry, dessert, baking themed rhino.
I say hi.
Her house is really cute in this one.
Wait, so I have Drago as well, but Drago's house for me it might be because of when I got him, but it's just like dirt floors and your Drago.
Yeah, so it's a huge bummer because the first few you get, they don't complete their houses. So like it bothers me so much because like Flora, for example, is a villager I have that I love. I'm never gonna let her go, but her house is just like the default house, which like for like the females is like kind of like this pastel wallpaper, and they have like a bunk bed. It's like the default one they have, and so I'm never gonna see her house completed because I'm not willing to let her leave my island, but I'll never see what like the intended design is, which is annoying. I wish they would just upgrade.
So only new residents that move afterwards are ones that will finish their house or their design or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's after the first 4. So those houses that you kind of decorate for them when you're trying to get them on your island.
Kelly, are these weeds up here intentional?
No, they are not.
Oh, I'm so offended by all these weeds.
I actually, it's funny. I've actually been playing every day. I hadn't played yet today, so I I didn't hide away all of my weeds.
Uh-oh.
You haven't done your dailies yet.
Yeah, I haven't done my dailies exactly.
Yeah. It does feel like that. It feels like the repetitive grind, which is 5,000 bells. Heck yeah, nice. Can I access the ATM, the Nook terminal here on your island? Like if I go into your if I go into your where Tom Nook is, I don't know what that's called, the main building.
Oh.
And because I realized I'm trying to sell stuff, but I think I have too much. I have too many bells on me. I need to make a deposit. Can I use it?
I don't think you can, but you can like put them in bags, maybe, and carry them out. How many bells do you have on you?
I've got like 67,000.
Okay, so you'll be. They'll stack up until 99,000.
Yeah,
So
I've got a lot of oranges to sell.
Yeah, you probably should, right? Since you're not on your own island.
Yeah, that's what I did. I filled all my pockets with all my oranges to sell them.
I actually just saw what was in my shop, looking at your screen, Jeff. So I'm gonna go buy. You guys can catalog that foosball machine. I don't have that.
I can. Oh, only registered.
I
no,
actually
only
didn't
registered
know
members.
that.
No, sorry. It allowed me to interact with it, but it just said only members of Moondrop. Well, I'll sell up to what I can, and then I'll just have to.
Ew.
I'll see what it does. Here, I'm going to test the little system here. I'm going to see if I try to sell.
Can you register
everything.
your resident Moondrop?
What's that?
It says only registered residents, so can he like become your resident or no?
Oh no. So if you're playing with multiple people on the same console, you can have like multiple people living on the island. So like I don't know, for example,
really?
Jeff, if your daughters have their own accounts or anything.
They don't. We just play on mine.
Got it. That was cool.
All right, I'm going to try to sell as much as I can and see what happens when I max out. So it's 5K per stack.
Yeah. Oh, so it'll just go in a little bag.
Oh,
so
it will.
in your
Okay. All
pocket.
right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to clear them out here. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm going to be rich.
Last night, my brother was asking me if there was we were talking about Horizon Zero Dawn, and he was asking me because we were talking about how open world-ish it is, because he's like really into like sandbox games. And he asked if there's a bustling economy, and my response was, it's not as robust as Animal Crossing, but there's merchants.
Yeah, Animal Crossing is serious.
Earl,
Yeah,
right there.
they're not
You'll
like
see. Sorry to interrupt. It was a timely thing. So I just did. If you're watching the stream, I just sold some stuff, and I got a new achievement, and I unlocked a title. I don't know if you caught it. That I got a new title. Let's see if there's any others in here that I can unlock.
Yeah, it was like seasonal something.
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
Nook miles based on the. Oh, okay. So this is like your achievement board.
Kelly, do you still have your OGs on your island?
I do. Rocket and Mott are my OGs. And then the second tier OGs, I guess, the first other two that move in. Well, there's Flora. Actually, I did let one of them go. I let Al the gorilla go. He was where Meringue is now. There's like a rotating cast, but mostly I don't know. I feel badly letting them leave. I get like a little too attached, I think, to fictional digital characters. So I tend to feel kind of bad if I let them leave, and then I feel like the day. So Patty, she's that cow. I think some of you were watching that stream. The cow I invited onto my island. I ended up kicking her out for Meringue, and I was like, "Oh, sorry. It's fine." And then I talked to Mott, and he was crying like that big like crying emote, and was like, "I'm so sad because Patty is leaving spontaneously." I was like, "No," I felt so bad.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll pour some tears out for her. Right here, I'll cry. I learned the cry reaction recently. So.
Oh, nice.
Cry and sadness.
Yeah, the one with like the huge tears.
Aww.
Yeah, cry. Oops. I'm gonna run around. Ooh, can I get through there?
Are you watering those flowers with your ears?
Yeah, I was just gonna water some flowers because it sounds like that's a useful thing to do.
Yeah, you can tell how watered the flowers are by like the amount of sparkle on them. So let's see.
Can you
We can-
overwater?
Just gonna-
No, you cannot.
Okay, good.
Good.
So
Yeah,
it's a
'cause I'm
chill
like,
land with
I'm just
no
pouring it
plant
out.
killing.
you can
Yeah.
you can run if you run over them. You can kill the flower, right? Because I've done that.
Yeah, so it'll be like it loses its flower top,
Gotcha,
like the actual
yeah.
flower part,
Right,
but the plant
right,
is still
yeah.
alive.
Ooh.
So for
okay.
instance, if I come and also like water these, they'll get bigger sparkles on them, and that means they're more likely to spawn. And this area, I call it my like wildflower area. I just kind
The
of
mishmash.
end up with a grab bag of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
That's cute. Oh, I gotta here, Earl. I'm gonna do it again. I got another title coming. It looks like. All right, so flower tender. I watered a bunch, so it's gonna give me careful gardener as my title keywords.
Got it. The more I see Steve in the game, the more I appreciate the fact that you put an exclamation point in it.
Yeah, the exclamation point makes it. Not all games let you do it.
I'm coming around to it.
It's ridiculous. I mean, this is a long running thing. What I was listening to a podcast actually recently, and now I can't remember which one it was. It was talking about sort of gaming habits. Like, for example, naming all my characters Steve with an exclamation point. Do you all have a good gaming habit? Something you just kind of do in every game you can? Oh, my
Now you got me
camera.
thinking. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah, mull it over. Wait, there was a comment that I'm trying to make sense of. Goddess Gal says, there's a board game in the game, and one of the variants has dice, and couldn't like see the number, but it helps with the move. Was that Animal Crossing? I missed
For
the
D&D?
conversation. Oh, D&D.
Oh yeah, that was part of a chain where she was talking about how she was playing D&D inside Animal Crossing, and then I had it sounded awesome.
Cool.
And I had lots of questions.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's good.
Um,
One thing I'm clearly not very good at is paying attention to chat, because that was like a conversation 20 minutes ago. Hi, Goddess Gal, by the way. Hello. Good to see you.
I got you on chat. Since I'm not inside, since I'm not on the island, I got you on chat.
This island is so
Kelly,
nice.
where are you? I want to catalog it.
I am up near the like third tier. It's so hard. There need to be like coordinates or something. I am up near Poppy's house.
Goddess Gal does say, "Hey, Jeff."
Hey, a pro gamer. I can game in a game. That's right.
I
That's
know.
skills.
Now,
Serious.
in the D&D session, was your character playing a game? Because then you could game inside a game inside a game. So, that would be. You gotta inception that stuff.
Games all the way down.
Whatever this little statue is, that's like right next to your town center, the little guy in like the sun hat.
Oh, the Tanuki statue, yeah.
That is awesome.
Oh, thanks. I might be able to send you one. I can't remember if that's a DIY or not.
Ooh, neat.
I'm still stuck on your habits question.
All right. Mull
Yeah, I
it
don't know.
Mull it over.
I guess maybe it's kind of genre based. I guess,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I guess the closest thing I can think of is like romancing in like RPG games and like my type for like romancing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't even know.
Yeah.
Oh, we could look at my house. We haven't looked at my house.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, no, can I catalog? That's why I went to find
Oh,
you.
oh, I'm sorry. I totally missed what you were waiting for. It's a very distractible, constant theme.
Because I feel like I have a romance type, right? And that's the Morrigan from Dragon Age, Takemi from Persona 5, Jack from Mass Effect.
Don't good old Jack.
However you might describe that type is like my romance type in RPGs.
Sweet.
Wait, is that what you wanted to catalog, or did you want to catalog something else?
No, that's what I wanted because I
Okay,
just wanted
cool.
the shop. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now don't have enough bells. Well, and the other things were taken, or you took
Gonna
it.
follow you around. We're gonna go check out your house. Should we
Aw,
should we go
thanks.
look? Doo-doo-doo.
Have we seen that?
I don't think so. No, I don't think we've been in there yet.
Your own.
Oh, right next to the waterfall.
Oh, this is not your
Primo.
house. This is Rocket.
Primo
I
attribute.
was like, I love this pink house. It's so pink.
Oh, my house is also pink, which
Okay.
I did not realize. Yeah, Rockets is more pink though. I have a more. No, mine's still pretty darn pink.
That's pretty pink. Yeah.
So yes, here
Pink
is my
tinged. Yes.
room. I just changed this flooring. I don't know how I feel about it. I'll probably change it back, but yeah, I have a bunch of rugs. Try and break up the space. I feel like these big rooms are really hard to decorate. Just because I don't know, it's like a lot of space, but I have a cute DIY table.
I like your.
And so that's my main room.
I like your skinned switch. Your themed switch.
Oh yeah, that's like the special
cool.
Animal Crossing edition one that I wanted in real life, and everybody wanted in real life, and
Yeah.
they became impossible to acquire. So, but yeah, here's the bedroom.
Sweet little record player. That's cool.
Getting more, yeah. I'm trying to get more of this antique furniture. Whoops, don't want to change my look with this.
Oh, I
antique
just had one in my
vanity.
shop yesterday. Too bad.
Oh yeah, I have there's a few more things I need, but now I actually I have a clock and I don't have room to put it in this room, so I might need a separate room for it at some point.
I just realized the clock that's popping up is East Coast time.
Oh
The time popping up in game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no, that's on the East Coast. Got it.
We're checking out.
All right, and
That
then we
can
got I got like kind of a southwestern themed kitchen going on in here, but I just acquired a bunch of like kind of I don't know, just like vaguely East Asian kitchen items too. So we'll see if I mix up the theme or not. But
I like the.
yeah, this
toaster that
this
works.
room took forever to yeah. I have an extra toaster, like a toaster. I have like 3 of them in storage for some reason.
My skull was awesome.
Yeah. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, my friend sent it to me, and it's a color variation. I was like, why is she sending me a skull stereo? And then I opened it. I was like, this is amazing.
We were
Very
merged into one.
excited.
Oh, you disappeared. We were merged into one person from that door.
Oh, I see it now on the stream. Yeah, but I went into the East room, which is my my bathroom / kind of spa-ish room, I guess. Yeah, it's just it's a bathroom.
Nice. Is that a bamboo stereo? That's cool.
That is a bamboo stereo and a bamboo shelf as well. So, I like the bamboo stuff a lot.
Nice. Oh,
And I mean, I can show you the basement, but the basement is just nuts. Actually, it's less nuts now because I sold a bunch of turnips yesterday, so it's a little more chill than it was.
so actually, that was a question I was going to ask. I know nothing about the turnips. I know that's a moneymaker, right? But how do you? Ooh, I'm like in the city. I'm like a penthouse.
Yeah, this one's like
The
super in
penthouse,
progress. I'm calling this my Frasier room. It's like
I like it. Yeah, that's good.
my classy cityscape. But yeah, so the turnips
Very classy.
are, what do you call it?
How do you
Let me-
acquire
well,
turnips to begin with?
So you have to play on Sunday before 12. I almost said 12 a.m. 12 p.m.
Okay.
This little boar comes to your town
Oh,
and she
okay.
sells you turnips. So you buy them at a price, and the price doesn't vary too much for buying. And then you have to sell them high, obviously.
Yeah.
But what players have been doing in this game, and the reason it's so nuts, is there's this site that it's called Turnip Exchange, and it lets you essentially like make a queue for your island. So people post their islands, and then they kind of get into your queue. And then you, once your turn is up, can sell sell turnips on their island. And there's also, just like friends will alert each other. There's like Facebook groups where people alert each other. So they don't always use this queue system. But the internet connectivity, even though it's, wonky compared to other internet games in 2020, is kind of new to this game, having like this much ability to connect. So it's, you make so much money really, really quickly because you can sell really high. So I just sold some turnips. Every week I say I'm done with it just because it's kind of a hassle. I might actually mean it this week. I might want to be free. I saw this Polygon article that was like, I didn't buy turnips this week, and I've never felt more free in my life. And I'm like, I might want that kind of liberation in my own life. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, any of those grind games, you know, I played a lot of World of Warcraft, and I finally one day just like totally hit the treadmill and like have kind of just never gone back. And like, do you feel that? Clearly, I don't think you hit that in Animal Crossing. In this
I haven't
version,
hit that. I can feel it starting to approach, which, you know, I think I'm 250 or 300 or something ridiculous hours in this game. So, you know, at that point, it's kind of miraculous I'm still playing, I think. But, you know, it's nice because things update, right? So, like, there's a whole wedding album thing this week where you can, you know, go take wedding pictures with some of the characters. There's, you know, every month there's new fish and bugs and stuff, so there's, like, kind of new stuff to pursue every month. If it wasn't for that stuff, I would be a lot closer to the burnout point, I think. But I feel like, I still need to keep, like, checking in to kind of see what's going on. And there's just so many items to catalog. It's like there's always another project you can take on. But, you know, and they have been doing patches and updates and stuff, too. So
are there... Not that I've seen, but are there any microtransactions? There's nothing you can buy,
there's not.
Right?
So there's a mobile game called Pocket Camp. That's also Animal Crossing, and that one is very microtransaction heavy. Although, you know, I started playing that and gave up on it when it first came out, but I've heard it's actually a lot better now. Like, I know people have been diving into that. It's like, you know, 2 or 3 years old at this point, but I started playing it, and the load screens were like murder. Like, I just couldn't do it. Like, that was actually, I didn't even get to the microtransactions because I just couldn't stand the load times between areas.
Yeah.
I guess they sell maybe the amiibo, you know, are a way to make money. I'm just curious, you know, how does Nintendo capitalize on the popularity and stuff other than selling Switches and the games in the way the modern sort of game industry is? It seems ripe for monetization, and I don't see it.
I mean, I think the number of consoles they've moved on just on this game alone. I mean, so the amiibos, like, you know, those came out a lot for this other game on Wii U called Amiibo Festival. It was like a board game, kind of like Mario Party, right? But with Animal Crossing characters. And so I bought a ton of crap for that game. And it's funny now because everyone wants them for this, but they don't sell like the cards or anything anymore. So I just have this like weird stockpile. I was looking on eBay. I'm like, man, make a pretty penny on some of these, but I'm just gonna hoard them because I like them.
I would imagine merch too. I don't know if there's Animal Crossing merch, but like the game, like the whole aesthetic is cuteness, right? And so there's like, you know, your favorite character, or like I have Anka, and everyone that I talked to is like, oh my god, Anka. So like I could imagine that as being a huge part of what makes money from Animal, or what could be
what they could license or whatever.
The money makers.
Interesting. Yeah, like I'm at the point where for my daughters, I'd probably buy them like a little Blathers doll. You know, I'd be like, here you go, just Blathers. You know, so I could see that merch. Yeah, merching it up. Oh, there's like a huge Godzilla way up here. Holy cow!
Oh yeah.
Hey,
that's awesome. Interact with him.
Oh, you can.
And press A.
Oh, like a little music started. That's awesome.
I love it.
That's so cool.
Has he done the fire yet?
He just did, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Is that the only animation?
Yeah, the sweet fire pouring forth from my Godzilla is the only animation.
Yeah. Is that it? Oh. Yeah, that's cool, I guess. No, I didn't know if I should hit it again.
No.
That's cool. His back spine doesn't glow. I demand a refund.
Oh yeah, if only. Now that's another item that different colors of too. So
really?
I think of that as like the default Godzilla color that I have. But have you seen the tiki bar to the west of where you are? There's a little tiki bar.
No, let me take a look. Or maybe I passed it.
It's like on the beach on the west. The
those...
character your daughters would want is a museum curator. That's so pure. That's
yeah, exactly. They'd probably take a Tom Nook too, though. Fisticuff Jones. Because they love Tom. Oh, yeah, there's the tiki bar. Hey. On like a lighthouse. You put a little lighthouse, so that's cool. Was that just something in the shop? a lighthouse.
Yeah, that was that's another thing you buy. A lot of like kind of the big, what do I want to call it? Like the big items like that, like the Godzilla and stuff, are things that you buy. Yeah, set pieces. Yeah, that's a good term for it. They are from spending Nook miles.
So one
then
thing
you run out of things. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Good.
Oh, I was just gonna say you kind of run out of things to spend the Nook miles on, and that's like kind of where the treadmill I think is running out a little bit. Is like I have all these miles and there's just really nothing to do with them other than go to different islands and stuff.
Yeah. I'm playing Street Fighter in your arcade. See, they missed out a real opportunity. What they could do here's a way to, not that I want to promote microtransactions because I think they're terrible. But if you do want to see, they could sell like for 99 cents. They could sell like little, Nintendo classics. You could go play Mario Brothers or Dig Dug or I don't know something on these little cabinets, right? That'd be great. You could like, hey, I'm gonna go play Super Mario Brothers in Animal Crossing and do it.
Yeah.
They could make so much money.
Man, you need to go work for the dark side, Jeff. Ideas.
I've never stopped. That's the thing. See, that's why I'm only an instructor. I'm a dark side user. I'm like a gray Jedi.
Yeah.
I can use these powers for good or ill.
That's some deep lore.
These starfish on your
lore.
Oh yeah, that's
those designs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool because I also saw the little white things in your grass. As well.
Oh yeah, I like the starfish a lot. Well, as Fisticuff brought up, they never lower the price game below $60, and generally, I think that is how Nintendo makes their money.
True,
is like, I remember when you got a Switch, Jeff, and you were like, these games cost 4 times as much as they do on Steam, and that's
because I'm cheap.
Things never.
Yeah. I'm a cheap gamer.
Things never go on sale.
You know what does go on sale?
Although I did buy Moonlighter.
Moonlighter, yeah. Oh, yeah,
sorry.
Moonlighter. I was
Yeah.
going to say, what is currently on sale,
Moonlighter.
I think right now, is Mario and Rabbids, which it's like $15 or something. That totally is worth $15.
That one is really fun.
Very, very good game. If you like, like tactical strategy games for y'all in the stream, Mario and Rabbids, surprisingly good. Not the kind of crossover I thought would have worked, but it works great.
Yeah. I was such not a hater, a skeptic of that. And then I got super into it. Super fun.
Yeah, I remember you recommended it, in fact, to me, because I asked. I was like, no way is it any good. And you gave it pretty glowing praise.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's kind of a cuter version of XCOM or something.
Yeah.
Which XCOM just came to the Switch too, by the way. Again, not to promote commerce, bloodthirsty capitalism here, but a bunch of new games just came to Switch that look really good. XCOM being one of them.
Well, I appreciate Fisticuff's suggestion about quarters per play.
Right, yeah. Oh, crap. I'm not very good at Street Fighter. Oh, I just spent $20 playing microtransactioning it up in Animal Crossing.
Is your museum full or done? I mean,
The dinosaur section is done. The other ones are not done. But yeah, I actually just finished the dinosaurs like a couple days ago. It was like there was one I had been waiting forever to get, and I finally got it.
Where's I saw it here somewhere. I'm gonna go just check
Oh yeah,
the
it's east of the plaza,
east.
or the like near the airport.
Got it. I'll find it. I remember seeing it somewhere. Whee! All right, let's check it out. I really do like the museums. They're really good.
Yeah, I don't know, the design of it is cool.
I think we talked about it last time, but that one part where you, when you stand in the light, appears over your head, the sort of evolution.
Oh yeah,
part, that's very clever. Very clever. So, Kelly, what's something that you're working on? What's a goal or a thing that you're working on currently?
Well, that's kind of the thing is I don't know. Like I had a bunch of goals. in terms of like what I wanted to do in layout and what I wanted to have, and I kind of completed all those projects. And there's still plenty of like space and things I could do on my island. So I guess my one goal I am working on right now is flower hybrids, because I want the gold roses. I feel like that's the only thing I don't have. And you know, just general museum completion, which again is still fun and still something every month you're going to have new content for. But you know, most of the time after a while you're kind of catching the same, you know, sea bass or whatever. But yeah, that's mostly it, is kind of beautifying museum and flower hybrids. But you know, I have so much in my catalog that was like a goal for a long time, and now there's just so much stuff I'll never be able to use because there's so much of it.
Fisticuff has suggested we're now in late stage Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at.
I love it.
Yeah, the museum, the art museum is going to take forever to fill up though, so I'm kind of like, you know, that has a long tail for sure.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes the villagers send you art. That's just started happening to me. So Mott sent me a statue, and it was a fake statue. I was like, uh-oh, Mott got taken for a ride, but now I can't.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the heart to tell him.
Yeah. That Jinx, what's his name? The art dealer. So
Red.
He's Red. Thank you, Red. So he is like a scammer of some kind. How does that work? He'll sell fake
just
stuff.
A sketchy dude. Yeah. Well, some things are fake and some things are real. And it used to be, it was completely random. Like you would just buy something sight unseen, but they added that little mini game in this one where you can detect if it's real or not, which I think is kind of fun.
That's kind of fun. So you press X to doubt or whatever.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. You zoom in and, you know, I use a guide to what the real artwork looks like personally, because I don't know what these things look like, but if you wanted to test your art history skills, you could do it without a guide, I guess.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, you couldn't zoom in. Oh, was that it? I think I never even like knew there was any way of telling, and I just bought everything that he had. Maybe I could have saved myself some money, but he didn't have as much of a selection, so it's definitely expanded in this one. I'm gonna sell.
Well, it's closing in on 1 o'clock. I'm thinking maybe we should have some wrap up kind of thoughts and stuff. I'm gonna have to log off, but
sounds good.
But first of all, thanks for letting us visit your island. That was great. And
oh yeah, of course.
Lynette and to Kelly, thank you for all the donations and suggestions to my inventory and my financial status. I paid off I paid off my house loan. So thank you both, and I will have an expanded house next time. So that's nice. I can fill it with junk, which sounds like my real house. We keep upgrading because we keep having all these children and all the attendant things that come with children. Cool. No, this is great. So, you know, again, going way back, I'll wrap my own thinking here around it. So, you know, at sort of the top of the stream, we were talking about, you know, why I chose not to look at guides and watch, you know, Let's Plays and read stuff like that, because I was curious to how much of the game I could get out of just playing the game and not interacting with all the other things that people do. And clearly, from the looks of my island, you can tell I don't know what I'm doing at all. And the game, you know, I'm sure I've missed a few things that it's pushing me to do, but also that I never kind of got into my own headspace about what I wanted to do. So I just collect oranges and collect stuff because I want more money, and that's kind of it. And occasionally would buy some things. And then, you know, coming over to this island, you can see how Kelly's been inspired both from the stuff that you're interested in doing, but also by being a part of that distributed kind of system, right? You read the guides to do your flower breeding and stuff like that, and like really like made this island into your thing. And, you know, when we've been on Prof. Lynette's island, you know, it's her thing. You know, to me, one of the things that's really interesting is how much that comes from engaging beyond the game, by being inspired by, you know, Harry Potter fans and their ideas, and being on Twitter and being on whatever website that you're on to get some of your inspiration. for that island and various things about how much of this game relies on that extra gaming kind of stuff is super important. Yeah.
I mean, I have lots of fun with it. Like, as someone who hasn't played Animal Crossing ever, so you talking about like not looking at guides. So like one thing that I don't do is time skip, and I know that's like a controversial topic, and like some people do it, but part of my reason for doing it is I paid money for this game. I don't want to get bored with it. Like, I like going through the seasons. I like getting new stuff. I like not having the option to exhaust. I mean, it is there, but like choosing not to go through and exhaust all the things of skipping through time to get things that I couldn't get now that it's June 11th, but other people do, and it's fine. And so that's also kind of where I learn things as well, is that other people have gone into the future and like seen these things, which of course I'm sure people already know because of guides that exist from previous games. But it is interesting of like how people, it's like this collective knowledge base that I find really fascinating to navigate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's like a balance between not spoiling it for yourself and kind of looking at stuff. Like I went to an island on the southern hemisphere to sell turnips, so I saw the fall season, and it was cool. But then I felt disappointed after I saw it, just because I was like, oh no, like now I know what it looks like, and it's not going to be a surprise. Even though I knew like just from seeing stuff online, kind of what some of the things that I was going to encounter, I was like, oh no, but now I've been on the fall island and now I know what, fall is going to be. So yeah, I don't know. It's, and you can definitely, I think, learn too many things. Cause I don't know. I think part of the appeal of Animal Crossing is almost like role playing a little bit, like just kind of, getting into that headspace of being on an island. So, I don't know. It's being too aware of the system, I think, can kind of undermine it. For me, again, my play style. Although, I'm talking about the genes and the flower, so clearly I don't always practice that, especially in this one. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, like especially when I think about the internet connecting us like globally. Like, I have friends in the Southern Hemisphere that I probably wouldn't have if I weren't online, right? And so like, if you're you choose the game. Actually, that's interesting too. So at the start of the game, you choose, are you in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere? So depending on that, that's kind of like the seasonality of it. Okay, it's summer here, but it's winter, in the Southern Hemisphere. So like, that's also kind of messy. So if I visit someone who's playing in Australia, then like, yeah, I'm going to see different things because it does fit that RPG thing that you're talking about, Kelly, though, of like, yeah, so it's supposed to be this way, but it's also, I don't know, it's really fascinating. I like that element of the game of having it change over time.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool. So,
Cool.
Oh, Earl, I'm sorry. I don't know if you have any observations or anything. I cut you off.
No, not really. Just okay. It's been fun being an insider to this whole game space and learning a lot about it, not as a player, but also like appreciating, what people think about it. So yeah, that's all.
Cool, awesome. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by. Sorry to rush off. My wife actually has a 1 o'clock call she's got to do in the office here, so she came in and said, "Hey, get the hell out of here." Thanks again for stopping by for our stream. This is really cool. We're going to continue to kind of refine our stuff here, and we'll probably pick a game other than Animal Crossing maybe next time. Although Animal Crossing just lends itself so well to this kind of this like speed of this pace of play and stuff like that, and like conversation and things. But tentatively we're going to try to do this somewhat regularly. Our current idea is sort of every other Thursday. So for those who joined, we'll keep you updated on that. We'll send out some links and stuff, and if our schedule changes or if we're doing it more frequently. But we also all stream somewhat independently. So check out our other streams and stuff. Links. I don't know how to link them, so we'll have to figure that out. But down in the description on our page, we've got our links to our Twitch profiles and stuff like that. So feel free to stop by when we're streaming, play Animal Crossing and other things. Kelly's in the middle of an FF7 run, which makes me want to play that damn game for like a 10th time. So thanks for
Streaming tonight.
streaming tonight.
Shame-
Yeah, well,
shameless
it'll be good.
self-promotion.
It'll be good. Yes, streaming tonight. So again, thanks everyone for stopping by, and we'll keep you updated on when we're doing this next. This is really fun, and we'll have some more ways to talk about games from many different ways. So thanks all, and we'll see you soon.